What was the other question? Yes, sir.
Is it true there's a fist behind your beard?
Well, when I was coming over here, I was going to shave my beard with a rock. But the rock begged for mercy, so I had to...
Oh, man. Oh, man. Good old Chuck. Good old Chuck Norris, man. What's up, familia? Welcome inside the pad. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep it between the lines. Got your load secure. For those who don't know, I am a pretty big movie buff. I don't get into it so deeply where it's like, man, I know the directors and executive producers or anything of that sort, man. But I enjoy the storytelling of movies. I get into movies, dog. Like when I'm just sitting there and just watching the movie, like I'm just watching the movie, man. Like I'm invested in the storyline, right? And there was a time, now Chuck Norris, he actually was kind of a little bit before my time, right? When I came around kicking and screaming, he already had a pretty lengthy acting career. I went back and I watched some of his old stuff. And, but you know, back in the 80s, when I was a little kid, I went back and watched some of his stuff from the 70s. And I really enjoyed it, you know. But as you know, for me, there were a few movies that really stuck out to me where I was just like, damn, man, like this dude is badass. And growing up, man, what's up, party familia? You know, growing up as, you know, just being a little kid, right? My love for movies and the storytelling and the characters and all that good stuff, for one reason or another, I don't know. And it was just being a foolish kid, right? Not having dad around. I kind of saw certain characters in movies kind of almost like somebody to look up to. You know what I mean? Almost kind of like a father figure. And Chuck Norris was one of those guys in some of these movies for me, Holmes. He was, man. He was. I really enjoyed some of his movies. Now I was going through his catalog here of how many movies he's been in, and it's kind of mixed in with some of the shows. Obviously, we know the Texas Walker, Texas Ranger, which I was never a fan of that show. I never watched that show. But he had been in a lot of stuff, man. And even, you know, later on in life of things I never heard of. I think the latest, obviously we know, you know, his roles in the Expendables. But there were other movies like later on that I had never heard of. I'd never heard of The Cutter. I got no idea what The Cutter is, but it's starring him. That one came out in 2005. Let me see. The President's Man. That one came out in 2002. I had never heard of that movie. And just going through his catalog of movies here, I think the last one that the last one that I think that maybe I heard of. Well, no, actually, I know I heard of this movie, Top Dog. There was a time in Chuck Norris's career we started making a couple of silly movies, right? Like some of the greats, like a Sylvester Stallone goes and makes a movie called Oscar. He goes and he makes a movie, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger goes and makes a movie called Junior. He goes and makes the movie Twins. He goes and makes the movie Kindergarten Cop, right? Well, Chuck Norris had a little run with some of these movies as well. Top Dog, I remember watching it and not liking it. I don't know, maybe I can appreciate it more today because for one reason or another, even though I knew it was kind of one of those foolish movies, I still went in there wanting to see like some really good action. I still wanted to see Chuck Norris kick some ass, Holmes, and I remember leaving that movie after watching that movie, just disappointed, man. So I don't know. Maybe I could go back and watch that movie, maybe have a laugh or two. But let me see. There's uh, yeah, see, some of these movies that he made later on in his career, I didn't know about. Um, and even if we go backwards, right? Go early in his career. What is this one? Agent Recon. That was in 2024. I didn't know he was acting outside of the Expendable movies. Wow. 2024. He made a movie in 2024. Dog, what the heck? Wow. Okay. Dog, that's 2 years ago, depending on when this movie came out. 2024, and he looks like he's the main lead. Let me click on it real quick. Let me see. I'm sure it's a terrible movie, dog. I'm sure it's a gosh awful movie. I'm sure it's a terrible movie. Anyway. Yeah, I did not know. I did not know he was still acting and making movies like that. Like I said, I thought the last roles he had was in the expendable movies, which was badass, dog. Badass. All right, but getting into some of his other movies, right? Some of his classics. I mean, gosh darn it, dog. This is what made me love the guy so much, man. And just the way he carried himself in some of these movies, right? Yeah, Audi Familia. Yes. Missing in Action. Missing in Action for damn sure, dog. Missing in Action was really good. And I don't know how many sequels there are to Missing in Action. I want to say 3. I didn't go through it. I know I've seen part 1 and part 2. Yeah, there's a third one. That one, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen that one. Braddock, Missing in Action 3. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I probably need to go back and watch it to see if I've really seen it or not. Code of Silence, definitely seen that one. Let me see. Firewalker, yes, with Louis Gossett Jr. Absolutely. There are 4. Okay, so there's 4. All right, Fred. What's up, Fred? I for dang sure I've seen the first 2. I don't think I've seen part 3 and 4. I'll definitely have to go back and check it out. Firewalker with Louis Gossett Jr. I seen that one. I'll tell you guys this. I remember liking Firewalker when I was a kid. Okay, I remember liking it, and then I went back and I watched it. Maybe I don't know, probably during COVID, and it fell a little bit flat. It fell a little bit flat. It was still okay. It was still all right, but it didn't come out as good as I thought it was. As good as I remembered it when I was a kid. That took me to see Good Guys Wear Black in the movie. Okay, Delta Force 2. Yeah, Delta Force. I didn't like that one. I did see that one. I didn't like Delta Force Part 2. Part 1, classic. What's up, Derek? Enter the Dragon. Okay, let's get into that. Let me see. Man, I should have had this here saved. I don't even think I got it saved. Okay, no. Yeah, no, I don't want to go through that. Anyway, Enter the Dragon. Wait a minute. If I move this over here. Oh no, that's that. Whoops, Spencer. All right. I was gonna try to fool around with the few things right here, but no. Anyway, okay. We know the fight scene, right? That is just legendary. I would love to play it on here, man, but I think they'll just go ahead and kick us off. And it's a long, long fight scene. I don't know if it's one of the longest fight scenes. When it comes to one-on-one, just one-on-one fight scenes, it's got to be one of the longest fight scenes there is. And the fact that there's not a lot of music playing, right? Like the music comes out when there's a stare, when there's a pause in the fight, right? Because there's a stare or somebody gets dropped. Because before that, I was listening to him earlier today. Somebody had got some clips of him being on was it Conan's show or something like that, and he was talking about that fight scene, and they had said that before that fight scene, Bruce Lee had never really been touched, right? Like he was just whooping everybody's ass in all of his movies. He had never been in a fight scene like that. You know what I mean? Where Bruce Lee was actually taking some hits and bleeding and getting his ass kicked. And it was funny because when Bruce Lee met Chuck Norris, it was until 2 years later that they went ahead and made that movie. Bruce Lee had moved to China to go start his acting career. And then he calls Chuck Norris 2 years later and says, "Hey, Chuck, I want you to be in this fight scene with me, man. Let's handle, right?" And Chuck had said, "Do I have to lose?" And Bruce Lee said, "Yeah." And that's when Chuck told him, like, "Hey, man, I see your movies, man. And it's like, nobody touches you, dog. You're untouchable, And I kind of feel that way when it comes to like Steven Seagal. It's like that dude never gets touched. He's always just whooping everybody's ass, man. And he never, never has to face adversity or anything like that. But Bruce Lee had told him, he's all like, no. This one's going to be different. We're going to go back and forth, homie. We're going to go back and forth. You know what I mean? And yeah, dog, I think that was part of the romantic storytelling in that fight scene, was the fact that, you weren't really used to seeing Bruce Lee get an ass whooping. And Chuck Norris was taking it to him. And just one-on-one, like I said, just one-on-one. I'm not talking about like a big brawl or anything. In movies, that's one of the longest fight scenes, dog, that I've seen. I haven't timed it, and I haven't even really thought about it. I just thought about it now. So I'm just kind of like, maybe there is a fight scene where it's one-on-one, where it's longer than that fight scene. But when you think about that fight scene, just like I said, there's not a lot of music. It's not like there's weapons. They're not jumping over stuff. It's not, the background is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, dog. But, there's not like a lot going on around them. There's like they're fighting on a ship, and then, guy drops off a tier. The guy has to jump down there, and the fight continues. This guy picks up a stick or something. Like, it's just them two dudes, man. And it's complete silence, right? The only time you hear like some sort of, some sort of sound, dog. Let me see if I can bring up a sound. Is when somebody gets dropped, and there's like one of those like death stares, like, yeah, it really hear a sound like that, but those are the only sounds that you really hear, like dun dun dun, right? And then there's a stare, like, yeah, I just dropped your ass, Holmes. What's up, dog? You get up and we're gonna keep handling. And just one of the moves, man. One of the moves, I'll get to your guys' chats right now. One of the moves where Bruce Lee, I don't know how to feel about this move, right? Because we know if two dudes throw down, okay? If two dudes throw down, Return of the Dragon. Yes. Enter the Dragon. That's when he fought Bolo Young. When two dudes throw down in the streets, even though it's a street fight, we man to man, some people will just say, man, there's no rules. And yeah, I get it. To a certain degree, yeah, there's no rules in the streets. But we, at least, to stand up gentlemen, if we're going to duke it out, there is a certain code to follow, right? You're not going to kick the other man in the balls. I mean, unless it's life or death right there, I guess. But, two stand-up dudes take it outside and they're going to go toe to toe. You're not going to kick the other dude in the balls. And the other one, you're not going to pull them by the hair, right? However, when you think about pulling by the hair, you're thinking about the top of the head. But what if the vato got some massive chest hair? I mean, Chuck Norris had some chest hair. And one of Bruce Lee's moves, Holmes, throwing down, was getting a handful of chest hair, dog, and ripping that sucker right off his chest. Oh, that was good, dog. And you can see how it hurt Chuck. He steps back, he's like, ah. Then he looks up, and then you hear that music, dun dun dun. and Bruce Lee has his hair, and he's like, now, I think we all know as men, if you throw down in the streets and you start pulling the other dude's hair, that's kind of a punk ass move. But what if you pull his chest hair out, dog? Especially if you rip it out with one hand. I don't know, homie. That's kind of a power move, dog, because everybody's thinking about pulling the hair on top. It's like, nah, that's kind of a punk ass lever move, dog. You don't do that. But if he's got chest hair, is it open game? Bruce Lee says it is. I'm not going to argue with Bruce. So if you take your shirt off, homie, and you come at me and you got some major chest hair, I might just go, hi-ya, pow. Pluck that sucker right off, dog. Let's see. Chuck Norris is the only man known to give Bruce Lee competition. Yes, man. What's up, Duke of Earl? So, look, what was Derek saying? Oh, no, that was Jared Zapata. Silent Rage was my favorite, 1982. That was pretty good. Okay, so I'll tell you guys some of my favorite movies, right? Silent Rage was pretty good. My favorite movies of his, I thought Firewalker was one. I did until I rewatched it, and it just didn't do it for me like that. But I will tell you guys this: Missing in Action. I love Missing in Action. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna go back because I haven't seen those movies in a long time. Tell you guys what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch every single Missing in Action. I'm gonna do that. Oh, you know what? Hitman, 1991. And the last, I was gonna go through my favorite ones, but before I do that, let me tell you guys this. The last movie that I saw of Chuck Norris, it probably was Top Dog, but the one that I actually liked was, gosh, where is it at? I know it was right here. What's it called? Something Hell. Was it called Hellbound? Yes, Hellbound, 1994. I actually thought it was a decent movie. Now, if I go back and I watch it today, will I like it? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. But at the time that I watched it back in 1994, I thought it was actually pretty decent, man. But anyway, let me go ahead and get to my favorite Chuck Norris movies. All right. Missing in Action, I really enjoyed. Yes, absolutely. Sidekicks. I know that's one of his foolish, I shouldn't say foolish movies, but like I explained earlier, how some action stars, like Sylvester Stallone, he's got Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Schwarzenegger, how he's got Kindergarten Cop, he's got Twins, he's got those type of movies, right? Like I said, Chuck Norris has a few movies like that, Top Dog being one of them, Sidekicks being another one, right? Like those movies are not to be taken serious. But I'm going to tell you guys this, Holmes. I'm going to tell you guys this. Sidekicks, circa 1992, It is one of, it's not my favorite. I didn't say it's my favorite, but it is really one of my favorite Chuck Norris movies. He's not really the main character, but the movie definitely revolves around him. The movie definitely 100% revolves around him. It's more about that freaking little kid, Barry, who I think that dude committed suicide. If I'm not mistaken, somebody let me know. I think somebody said that that dude committed suicide, which I guess will make sense because I never I never saw him in any other movie. So, but in Sidekicks, that is one of my favorite Chuck Norris movies. Let me see. Always love watching Texas Ranger. See, I probably watched, I don't know, like 2 or 3 episodes. I wasn't really that big of a fan. Walker Texas Ranger, best show ever, son of a gun. Hey, it was around for a long time. Let me see. How long was it around for? It was around, gosh darn it, from 1993 to 2001. Okay, so let me see. Derek and Keisha, you guys kept Texas Ranger alive, the show. I thought this was Chuck Norris tribute, not Bruce Lee. Yeah, no, it is Chuck Norris. But that fight scene, it's one of the most iconic fight scenes ever. And the reason why it's big is because, well, as long as it went, and how there's really not a lot going on except for just the martial arts that's going back and forth between those two guys. And the fact that Bruce Lee, you know, was always just kicking ass, man, until good old Chuck came along. Let me see. Correction. There are only 3 missing in action movies. Part 3 is a prequel. Okay, I don't think I've seen part 3. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to check them all now. I grew up watching it. Okay. All right, Keisha. Chuck Norris sang the opening song on Texas Ranger. Son of a gun, man. All right. So, what was I? Missing in Action, Sidekicks. It is one of my favorite Chuck Norris movies. Absolutely. Invasion USA. That's Invasion USA. I remember people saying that movie is so bad it's good. That movie is so bad you have to like it. Look, it was the 80s, man. It was the 80s. It was a different time. It was a different time, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, man. I enjoyed it. It was a different time in the 80s. I enjoyed Invasion USA. I don't think it was his best movie, but I enjoyed it, man. The top 2 movies for me when it comes to Chuck Norris. This is where it really comes down for me, okay? Delta Force and Lone Wolf McQuade. That's where it really comes down for me. I, as a kid, over and over and over watched Delta Force. I don't know how many times I've seen Delta Force. I've seen it a lot. Love that movie. Gosh, I love that movie, man. Okay. But that being said, I really love Lone Wolf McQuade, man. It's just a lot more, for me at least, just a little bit more iconic. Probably Delta Force is 100%. Well, actually, I shouldn't say 100%, but Delta Force definitely is a Chuck Norris movie. He is the guy in that movie, right? But there's a lot more characters there, where Lone Wolf McQuade is mainly just him. You know, and carrying Kung Fu as the main bad guy. I just thought it made just that scene. Oh, just that scene, man. I just keep going over that scene, man. When I first watched it when I was a little kid. Oh, that scene, dog, where they catch him and Carradine, you know, knocks him out when he's in his, what is it, Bronco or Blazer or whatever, and they bury him in it. And he just pulls out like a Coors beer. Just cracks it open, takes a drink, pours it over himself. The fumes of the beer just go into the ride, and it got the power to just pow, man, just come up from under the ground like a gravoid from the movie Tremors. Just boom, dog. Loved it. Loved it, man. I gosh darn it, dog. And he passes away at 86, dog. Let me see. Let me do something here. Actually, let me see. Time is it? Okay. Got a little bit of time here. I'll get to you guys' chats right now. Let me see. See if anybody wants to call in. I got to turn it on though. By the way, Delta Force Part 2 I didn't like. That movie sucked, Holmes. That movie sucked. All right. But a Coors, yeah, not even a Coors Light. I think it was just like a regular Coors, the banquet beer. It was good, dog. It was so damn good. All right, let me see. If anybody wants to call in to talk a little Chuck Norris. Let's see. Yes, I am ancient, Cholo. No, I mean, I remember Texas Walker Ranger. I remember when it first came out. I thought that was probably like the end of his movie career, because I was just like, okay, well, he made a bunch of movies already. So when Texas Ranger came out, I was just like, okay, he's probably done making movies. But no, he went on to make a lot of movies after that. I don't want that to die out. Let me see. Sorry, I couldn't be there. I'm out with my girl. Orale, dog. You gotta get your priorities straight there, Fred. But that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this weekend, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch all the Missing in Action movies. I know I've seen part 1. I know I've seen part 2. Let's see if there's anything else worth revisiting. I remember Silent Rage. Let me see. An Eye for an Eye. I'm not really sure I've seen that one. Circa 1981. If anybody remembers that movie, let me know. Forced Vengeance. I remember that movie. Breaker. You know what? Someone told me about Breaker. I had never heard of it. I got to watch Breaker. I got to watch Breaker, man. From what I understand, it's like a trucker action movie with Chuck Norris. I had never seen it. I had never heard of it till somebody told me about it. So, let's see. How old are you, Cholo? Maybe 40? I'll be 45, dog, this year. But Breaker. If anybody's seen Breaker, let me know if it's worth watching. Bells of Innocent. That looks gosh awful. That looks terrible as it gets. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go back and revisit. Obviously, I will watch Sidekicks, Delta Force, and Lone Wolf McQuaid, which I'm gonna say Lone Wolf McQuaid is my favorite Chuck Norris movie of all time. Lone Wolf McQuaid. Just Carradine being the main villain. Just everything about that movie, dog. Everything about that movie. And at the end, there was only kind of one thing that I kind of thought was like, it never really showed Carradine dying. Yes, he throws the grenade, but like you see Carradine go back inside. Like usually in movies like that, when something like that happens, you find out where it's like, oh, he didn't really die. But that's where the movie ended. And I was just like, I wasn't that okay. That's the only thing I'm gonna say when it comes to my favorite Chuck Norris movie, which is Lone Wolf McQuaid. I wasn't satisfied because it wasn't convincing enough to me that the villain, Carradine, died. I'm not talking about him in real life. Okay. I'm not talking about him dying in real life. Okay. I'm talking about how he died in the movie, not how he died in real life. Let me see. Netflix tonight, Silent Rage. Maybe I gotta go back and revisit Silent Rage, dog. Maybe I gotta revisit Silent Rage. I remember I watched it. There's a few on here that I remember watching. Yeah, Good Guys Wear Black. But I can't really remember the movies that well. Well, at least some of them. But for dang sure, I'm gonna go and back and watch all the Missing in Action movies. So Code of Silence. Yes, take me back. Oh, take me back, man. Take me back. So just to wrap it up, what is your guys' favorite? If you can only pick one Chuck Norris movie, what movie would that be? Wait a minute. He was in a movie called Zombie Plane this year? The hell is this? What? This movie, Zombie Plane, is an upcoming action comedy where celebrities. What? When does this movie come out? I don't think it's out yet. I'm trying to find out information because this might be his last movie that he ever made. Let me see. This movie stars Chuck Norris, Sophie Monk, and Vanilla Ice. God. Okay. So you guys watch out for a movie called Zombie Plane, starring Chuck Norris, Sophie Monk, and Vanilla Ice. Happening in Australia for a planned 2026. So they shot it last year, and it's coming out sometime this year. Ice-T is in it. Wow. This I'm gonna tell you guys this. I'm gonna tell you guys this. The only reason why people are gonna watch this movie is because Chuck Norris passed away. That is it. The only reason why people are gonna give eyeballs to this movie, the very, very few eyeballs, by the way, to this movie is because Chuck Norris is in it. And I'm telling you guys this. Am I going to watch this movie? I might come around to it. Yeah. Because Chuck Norris passed away. I might have to go check out his last starring role. I might have to do that. Even though I'll never remember him like that. I will never remember Chuck Norris like that. I will always remember Chuck Norris as kicking ass in the movie Delta Force, dog. I always remember him kicking ass in Lone Wolf McQuaid. By the way, the movie Sidekicks, real quick, dog. The movie Sidekicks, the main villain in that movie, the other sensei, that dude was badass in that movie. He fought Chuck Norris at the end and only tapped him one time, like behind the head, trying to make Chuck Norris look stupid, dog, right? And he was so anti-Chuck Norris. It was just fun to watch Chuck Norris whoop that dude's ass. I really enjoyed that movie. That movie was good. I really liked that movie, dog. But with that, man, I just want to go ahead and say this. Man. You know, first of all, I'm not even feeling good, man. But I need to watch Lone Wolf McQuaid. Yes. Netflix tonight, Silent Rage. Okay. All right, I'm gonna revisit Silent Rage. I'll revisit it, but I don't know about this weekend, but I'll definitely revisit it. Says say Clint Eastwood's Terrence Clemens. You know, Joe Zapata. I've said this a few times. We are in an era, and we have been in an era where a lot of these guys are passing away. I look, God bless Clint Eastwood, and I'm glad he's still alive, right? But I've thought about that a few times already, man. I was thinking, like, Clint's time is coming soon, man. I thought we'd lose Clint before we lost some of these other guys that we've lost already, but we haven't. So, hey, Clint Eastwood, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, brother, because it's working for you, But some of the guys that we've lost, the Gene Hackmans, the Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, man. We are in an era where we're going to start losing a lot of, our action heroes. And it's different. It's just different. How is it different? Let me tell you guys how it's different. Because once upon a time, there really were action heroes. Who the hell's an action hero today? You could probably try to come up with a couple guys' names, but are they really action heroes? Are they really making movies like that? I don't know. Who would you name? I don't even know who. Vin Diesel, maybe. I don't know. The Rock, I guess. But when you take it back to, the Chuck Norris and the Charles Bronsons and all those guys, man, the Van Dams and Schwarzeneggers and Seagals and all those dudes, man. It was, what a time to be alive, man. Just watching action movies. What a time. It was different. It was different because you knew as soon as you heard that, those names, it was like, okay, you knew what you were kind of getting until they started making some of their foolish movies, man, right? Like I mentioned earlier. But even some of those foolish movies are pretty good. Schwarzenegger making the movie Twins, classic. Chuck Norris making Sidekicks, classic. Right? But all those guys, Bruce Willis, all those guys, all those just great action stars. It was an era. And I know Chuck Norris was a little bit before that time. By the time some of those other guys came around, Chuck Norris was already, he was already getting a little bit older, but he still kind of mixed in with those guys. That's what I'm saying. Chuck Norris did for a long time. Gosh, man. I'm telling you guys, man, the longevity. That's not a bad name. That's not a bad name. Okay. You could probably mention Keanu Reeves. I think Keanu Reeves became an action star because all his movies were not action. You think about Point Break and it's like, okay, we got a good action star coming up here, right? And by the way, that was in 94? Then you had, or was that 93-ish or something like that? And then he made Speed. And then after that, Keanu Reeves made like some movies and he started making like, I don't know, some of these other movies, and then he started making The Matrix. And now, he's doing the Wick movies. Wesley Snipes. Yeah, but see, somebody like Wesley Snipes, again, he's older. Wesley Snipes fits in with the Van Dams and all those guys, man. Heck, he was in Demolition Man. So I'm trying to think like, okay, who's an action star today that's making action movies today that are relevant? I'm not saying there aren't any action movies, but are they relevant? Because that was an era, when Chuck was out there whooping some ass. That was an era that I'm not sure we'll ever get back. Well, you got a bunch of action stars, man. And losing some of these guys, losing a lot of these guys, I think is a lot more meaningful to the ones that grew up watching them, because I'm not sure the following generation really had that connection with movie stars like that. Like the ones, I'll tell you guys, I'll put it to you guys like this. Let's take the Fast and Furious. When the Fast and Furious came out, I was already an adult. Did I get into the whole saga and the series of movies? Yeah, I did. But it wasn't a part of my childhood. I was already an adult. Now, if anybody was, I don't know, 5, 6 years old and went through the movies and Vin Diesel dies, is it really going to have that big of an impact to them that if somebody like JCVD passes away, a Chuck Norris passes away, Bruce Willis, for the ones that were around, like I was growing up watching those guys, I don't think it will have the same impact. Because I think that's an era it was just different, man. Not to mention, didn't have a lot of social media or anything. So you didn't really follow these actors on any social media platform because there was no social media. All you knew of them was through the screen, through the movies. And also, not to mention, you actually went to the movies to watch them, or you would go rent at the video store, dog. And make sure you rewind the VHS before you return it. If not, you'll get charged. But I don't think the following generation had that connection with movie stars like that. So I think it's a much bigger deal for the ones that actually grew up watching the Charles Bronsons, Burt Reynolds, Chuck Norris, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, all those guys. I think it hits a little bit differently with the people that grew up watching them like I did when they pass away. Let's see here. Let's see. Do you remember the movie My Name is Nobody? No, I don't think so. I know there was a Jackie Chan movie called What's My Name? Let me see. What's up, James Ortega? Terrence Hill. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know if that's the name of a movie or what. I think action movies were more prevalent back in the days. Volume was higher. Yeah, Cortura. I mean, the action stars keep going on and on and on. And even if the action, the movie star had just kind of like a one-hitter, right? A one-hit wonder, the movie still becomes a classic, right? Jeff Speakman. I've only seen 2 movies of the guy. And there's only one that's really good, and that's The Perfect Weapon. That movie is kick-ass, Holmes. Remember, he goes into the gym, tells all 3 of those guys, I wonder if I can kick your ass. And that made me a fan of Jeff Speakman. And then he made another movie. I went to go watch that other movie, and that movie sucked. And I never heard from him again. But the movie is great. So, and Chuck was all up in the mix in there. Remember, he did a movie with Eric Estrada. Oh, man, I remember talking about that. The good old days. Yeah, the good old days, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't think when Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, when he passed away, yeah, homie, it hit me a certain way. Just like losing Chuck Norris hit me a certain way. I don't want to say younger generation, but just the newer generation, whomever it may be, I don't think they're that attached to actors. Plus, if they go ahead and they follow them, it takes away the mysterious of the actors. Like me, my favorite action star growing up was JCVD. I didn't know who the heck he was outside of his movies. I didn't know who Chuck Norris really was outside of his movies. Right? But now you know everything about everybody, dog. You follow them on social media. You know who they're married to. You know what their real name is. You know what their birth name is. I mean, Chuck Norris's actual first name is Carlos. You know where they were born. You know where they were raised. You can find pictures of their parents. You can find, right? So it takes away a little bit of the mysteriousness, man, the mystique of it all, where it's like, okay, back then, I didn't know anything about Bruce Willis. I didn't know anything about Bruce Willis. I don't know if he was married, if he was divorced, nothing. I just knew he was John McClane, Humps. That's all I knew about the dude. You know, to me, Danny Glover and Mel Gibson, I don't. To me, they're best homies, dog. As you know, Riggs and Murtaugh. I didn't know what they did on their spare time, nor did I even care. And there was really no social media to follow these guys, so I didn't give a damn. Chuck Norris, if I knew if it was ever married or not, I had no idea. I just watched Delta Force. I just kept watching the final fight between him and Carradine, dog, and Lone Wolf McQuaid, man. And that final scene, gosh, that final scene is. Let me see if I could pull that up, Pumps. Let me see if I could pull that up, because YouTube's probably gonna kick me off for showing this. But if I'm gonna end it, I want to end it by showing that scene. And if YouTube kicks me off, oh freaking well, dog. Okay, let me see. Shoot, come on, damn it. I'm talking about the scene at the end of Lone Wolf McQuaid, where he's saying like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go spend it with my family. I'm going to go spend it with my family. And then, oh, you know what? All right, we're probably going to get kicked off. But if we get kicked off, hey, so be it. Let me see. I watched the movie in 1972. Okay. Totally different today. It's way different today. I don't think people are connected like that with movie stars, dog. Because like I explained, you know, immediately it's like, oh, you know what? I like that person in this movie, man. Oh, let me go follow him on social media. And you know, just like that, Holmes, you know who they actually really are. As a matter of fact, you start knowing who they are more outside of the character that they played. And that just takes everything away from it. To me, Bruce Willis was just John McClane. Let me see. They put him under in a Ram Charger, drank computer. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna play that right now. I'm gonna play that right now, Ortega. If we get kicked off, we get kicked off, and buenas noches to all. Okay, I'm gonna play it. Screw it, dog. Let's do this. Let's do this, dog. Let me share the screen. There it is. Let's do this, dog. Here we go. We gotta go through some foolish commercial or something. No, here we go. That's that little Eric Estrada looking dude, Holmes. Let me see. I'll probably keep pausing it a little bit here and there so YouTube doesn't kick us off. If they kick us off, buenas noches to all right? he does look like Eric Estrada, dog. Look at that old Indiana Jones looking type of plane. You know, I never really got that. Now, he never really like threw the rifle away, but you guys know, even like in scary movies, right? When they're shooting the gun and it runs out of bullets and they throw it at them, like, why don't you just hold on to the gun, dog? You might come up on some bullets later on. There it is. I think that's a regular Coors, right? Because it's a little bit like beige-ish. Somebody told me it was a Coors Light. I'm like, Charlie, dog, ain't a Coors Light. It's a regular Coors, the banquet beer. Hey, by the way, don't sleep on the music, homie. Don't sleep on the music, Combs. Listen to the music, dog. Come on, man. Spencer, I keep pausing it, man. I really don't want YouTube to kick us off, but you know, usually when you open a pistol like that, you're pretty pissed, man, because it splats all over you. Probably all warm and stuff, man. I know some of you nasty want those be drinking some warm ass beer, and when you open the beer, that's how it comes out.
Freeze, assholes!
You guys ever got that when there's a shootout and the bullets are hitting directly on the ground?
Right there! You son of a bitch!
Oh, yes. Yes. That's my dog right there, Holmes. Gosh darn it. Man. There you go, dog. Some fool just running up. You just open up the door and put a shell in his ass.
You son of a bitch!
Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, that's good stuff, man. Gosh, that's such good stuff, man. Let me see. Two, only drink. Well, there. Oh, that's such good stuff, dog. Let me see if I could bring up another great scene of the late great Chuck Norris, man. Let me see. That's always good. Oh, the freaking scene, dog. Yes. Okay. Yeah, man. This is my favorite Chuck Norris movie, dog. Damn, it's my favorite Chuck Norris movie. How about that time, huh? That time when two dudes are about to throw down and the girls are just scared. Let's just sit here. You know, we're just gonna watch. Gosh, the music. Ah, the music. Oh, man. Again, if YouTube kicks us off, buenas noches to everybody, man. Let's see. I want to make sure I clear this. Okay. Carradine got hands, huh? I don't know if anybody understands that joke, but Vato got killer hand. Hey, dog, how about this, Holmes? How about this? You guys okay getting your ass kicked with a dude that's wearing that sweater? And he's still rocking the gold chain. He didn't even decide. He didn't even say, like, you know what? Let me take off my gold chain. But how about that little sweatshirt he's wearing? He's over there putting it to you, man. Right? And by the way, check out the sound effects. The grunts. Yeah. Yeah. Badass, dog. Badass. I just want to stop it, man, just so YouTube doesn't pick up on it, man. Let me see. That's Kung Fu. Yeah. Gosh, darn it, dog. So damn good. Hey, straight dirty ass movie, that dog. Straight dirty ass movie, that Holmes. That's what really makes him a villain right there, dog. The kick of the dirt to the face. That's it. You done it now, Holmes. You done it now. What's up, comrade? Gave you a shout out on the Stress Chingones boxing, dog. I had to show off the hats, Holmes. You done it now, man. You done it now. Again, if we get kicked off, I gotta keep saying this over and over, man. But if YouTube kicks us off, buenas noches to all, man. If not, we're gonna keep on rocking. Yeah! And see how the music picked up? See how the music picked up? Let's go, man. The sound effects are kick-ass, dog. Even though it's a body shot, even though he's hitting them to the body, you still hear the
Are you all right?
That music is badass, dog, during this time. But you know what? Since we haven't got kicked off yet, I don't want to get kicked off right now. I want to go ahead and play my favorite scenes. Because I'm sure YouTube's gonna start picking up on this. Let me see. Wolf McQuaid. Okay, I might just have to do the whole damn thing. Okay. All right, I got it coming up. Let me see. Baddest Chuck Norris movie, Lone Wolf. Yes, for sure, man. I had a sweater like that in 1980. Okay, all right. Were you kicking ass like that too while wearing it? All right, let's see here. Oh, here we go. Okay, again. I'm gonna play this scene, and I'm probably not gonna pause it. I don't know. We'll see, dog. But if like I said, if YouTube kicks us off, everybody have a good night and a good weekend. And rest in peace, Chuck Norris. It's such a great scene. Such a great scene.
After all, I taught him everything he knows. He's got style now. Bullshit. Best always have style.
Daddy! Dad! Hi! I can't wait to show you our new house. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Hi, Jim.
Molly.
Oh, Jim, give me a hug. Oh, listen, I really appreciate your helping us move. Okay.
Come on, let's go.
So he's got his little daughter. He's got his girl and everything, man. You know what I mean? The bad guys are done. They're dead. He's already whooped some ass, but let's see what happens.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Shake. Oh, OG police vehicles, dog.
Ranger, we got a 1031 in progress at the Texas National Bank.
I'm on vacation.
They've got hostages. We really need you, Ranger.
Coming, Jim. Daddy?
Hostages?
Daddy?
You coming?
See you later.
Let's go.
JJ McQuaid, you'll never change. Oh, hell.
Oh, dang, dog. All right, man. All right, that's right. It's not gonna get any better than that. Lover, not a fighter. Okay, while rocking that sweater. Okay, got you. Troll hood. That scene, Silent Rage. Oh man, I gotta wrap it up, dog. I gotta wrap it up. Yeah, I gotta wrap it up. But anyway, but I do got to go revisit Silent Rage. I do. I know I've seen it. But I got to go back and revisit it. For dang sure, I'm going to go back and revisit all the Missing in Action movies. Obviously, Lone Wolf McQuaid is my Chuck Norris movie of all time. Delta Force is right there with it. And I do like the movie Sidekicks. It is a fun movie. You guys could watch it with your family. But with all that being said, man, I just want to go ahead and say gracias to Carlos Norris, because Carlos was his real name. Chuck Norris. Man, thank you for all the memories. You know, thank you for all the good memories. And I never really heard about him involved in drugs and everything like some of like a lot of these other guys. Well, not everybody, but you started hearing guys, you know, like the JCVDs who got into cocaine and all that stuff. I never, Chuck Norris, to me, he always looked like he was into fitness. He always looked like, I don't follow celebrities. I don't. But at least just me, I never heard any scandals with him or anything of that sort, man. He always struck me as a stand-up dude. And, you know, his movies will live on forever, man. Some of the best-selling movies out there. Gosh darn it, dog. It always struck me as a stand-up dude, man. So thank you, Chuck Norris, for all the memories. And it was a, you know, good chunk of childhood in you know, from my childhood that he played a part in, man. So thank you. Rest in peace to the late, great Chuck Norris. As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of surroundings. Always keep a safe distance. Blood, make sure you live below to make family. So next time, this is Ed the Troll Trucker. Over and out.